So we've been planning this for 1.5 years and now it's my turn. Let me tell you the context. I received a pretty valuable package because it is actually art, a lot of art from a lot of artists. There's these books with prompts. You might know them, and the artist Mariah Elizabeth has made a whole series of these books on her own. And then Di from the channel Aussie Crafter decided to contact 49 artists to complete this book with her and let it travel all over the world. It started in Australia and now it's here in Germany with me. Before me, the book was actually in the Netherlands with the dear Suzy Neverland, and she packed it quite cautiously, which is good because we don't want the book to be damaged. I just noticed that there's people who don't know me. Hello, I'm Aquarine. I do crafting. I actually should not look scared. Hello, I do a lot of crafting and fantasy stuff, and of course, art, drawing. I've seen this book travel since 1.5 years, and I'm actually scared to break it. So let's first see what Suzy forgot to put into the book. Into the box. Ooh. Oh, it's a card. I hope you have lots of fun creating in this book. I watched some of your videos and I love your stuff. This is so cool. I'm gonna have to put this somewhere. Let me put it here. Actually, I feel quite honored now. Thank you so much, Suzy. I'm now gonna open it. It is taped quite efficiently. I think I found an opening here. Fun fact, these scissors are actually for hair. My other scissors aren't sharp enough. All right. Kids, never cut towards yourself. Only I am allowed to do that. Oh, there's another box underneath. I thought I cut the book. Okay. This is like Christmas, early Christmas. So many layers of packaging. Do you see the bubble wrap? It's hard. It's actually, it has the, I have never seen that before. It's like meeting a celebrity. First, this one, the briefcase. Oh, everything is so pretty. Instructions for me. What you're seeing here is obviously a map, and we're supposed to mark our locations on that. And I didn't forget, I just didn't film it, so that's the only time you get a glimpse of it. I've heard the others say that it's pretty thick and that it's starting to fall apart. And yeah, it definitely is. Autographs. Should I add my own one? I mean, yeah, but now or at the end? I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna add mine right beneath Suzy's because she was before me. Good enough. And on the next page, there's immediately the prompts. I'm not gonna show these on camera, at least not on my camera, because you should definitely go check out the creators that came before me, or after me, if there is any at this point. And well, before I start, I'm gonna look through this book and look for my prompts, because I already do have prompts, but I need to find them. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Alright, I'm back and I have decided that I need to brainstorm. First of all of the art is amazing. Let me show you my first prompt that Mel picked for me. Yeah, usually the creator before you picks the prompt for you, but things kind of got complicated and now Mel, that is 3 videos I think before me, picked my prompt. The prompt that was picked for me is create a contest you know you would win. I like that it's really challenging for me because I like challenges. I have to think of something. You know what would be fun? I think I don't have to put one of my hobbies there. I think it would be more exciting to put something very specific. And I do have something in mind. If you're new to this channel, you might be confused. It should have something to do with hot glue. I use hot glue for almost everything I do. It's become quite infamous on my channel. But now I have to create some kind of contest. Like, I cannot just win the hot glue contests. No. I also want to include daggers, because for some reason I love to craft daggers. I have 3 videos about that up to this point, and the majority of them was done with hot glue. That is why we need to brainstorm. Well, I need to brainstorm. Hot glue dagger. stickers, hot glue and daggers. Okay, this is like 2 pages. I kind of want my face to be on there, but not my entire face, just my eyes and the rest of my head with a crown on it, because contest, you know, or a medal. Okay, wait a minute, like this is my head, these are my eyes, and then there's a crown on it. Or another version, maybe like a medal, and then there's text on the medal. Maybe I can put the medal separately, like in the background or something. At this point I'm thinking of putting hot glue onto the page, but in a way that it doesn't expand the book even further, like pebbles on the crown. But now what to do with the daggers? Maybe, okay, here's me with the crown, and then daggers like here, like making illustrations of the daggers that I already did. Maybe making daggers with hot glue, but that would seem like the daggers are out of hot glue only, wouldn't it? Or not. Let's do a more detailed version of the crown, or maybe just bigger, not more detailed. It's sitting kind of tilted on my head. There's my eyes, there's my glasses, and then peeking out from the bottom. Maybe there's text on the crown, or there's a ribbon on the crown and the text is on the ribbon. Hold on. Like something like this. And then, what am I doing? There's a ribbon. I need different text fields. Okay, listen. Maybe I'm gonna put the prompt on here. And then on the left, there's actually a medal. And behind the medal is a paper. How do you call it in English? Urkunde. Yes, this. And there's stuff written on it. And then on the right, there's just daggers. Sounds good. Right. The book has the American paper size, which is not the one we use here, as you can see. So I'll have to cut down the paper. Little spoiler, I'm gonna have to cut the finished artwork in half to fit it in here. Everyone else did that as well. It's always a tiny bit heartbreaking to see, but it's worth it. Trust me, trust us, we're doing good. Well, I decided to make some kind of collage and kind of merge all the ideas I have together. So to start off, I assembled some of the daggers I created on one page. I even tried to make them photorealistic, and it doesn't matter if I succeeded or not, because I like it. I used my Prismacolor set, which I'm not gonna open because all the pencils will fall out. There you go. And I also think that I might not need a protection layer here, which is good. So this is gonna be the right page. The left page, I don't know yet, but what I do already know is that I want to put my head in front with a crown. And I also tried to make that as realistic as possible. For that I used my pencils again, and now we have me with a crown and a ribbon. And additional to that, I already made a little medal. For that I just used gold paper, cut out a circle, and then carved a few patterns into that circle. I'm not sure if I will keep it like that, because from afar it just looks like a golden circle. Now let me try to already assemble a bit. This is what I have so far. I'm going to cut my head out, actually. I don't know if I want to keep a white border. I mean, I can remove it if I don't want it. This is the right page. This is gonna be in the middle of both pages. The medal is gonna be here. And now I want a different color for the left page. So I'm gonna use some paper to decide on what color I even wanna pick. So, yellow. Oh, I mean, it would fit the colors that are on here, but overall I don't like it. Orange, no. Pink is not bad actually, but let's keep looking. Purple doesn't look bad either, but I think it's not my favorite. Blue, that might be the wrong shade of blue. This is going a bit too far in the yellowish direction compared to what's on here. But overall, I kinda like it. That gray or brown? It fits, yes, but it might be a bit too boring. I want something more vibrant, to be honest. Green, no, does not fit at all. That is brown. Okay, I want something more vibrant. I'm going to decide between either pink, purple, or blue. Blue doesn't have enough contrast. I want to put something white on here. Wait a minute. Yeah, blue doesn't have enough contrast. Purple looks good with the gold. I like it. And yeah, purple looks best. And of course, it's not the right format. And once again, I can use my cutting board or machine. No, it's definitely not a machine. It's a board. But also not this board, so I don't know the name. That made me unhappy. Let's try again. Yes. Alright, there's only 2 things missing, actually 3. First of all, the medal is gonna have a little band, and I also need a certificate that says the name of the contest, and I'm gonna write something on the ribbon, and additionally I'm gonna put hot glue onto the crown. But first let me cut out this because the border here does not look good. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Let me look at the prompt again. I always forget the exact words. Create a contest you know you would win. Good enough. And the only thing missing is the certificate. Thing is, I want to put a certificate here. There should be the name of the contest on there. Okay, we have a paper here, and I'm gonna put it below my face. The medal here, and the rest can be decorated. Okay, now let me just work out these 2, and then I'm finally able to assemble it. Okay, the top of the medal is done. It's gonna look something like this. And the certificate is also done. Small but fancy. I'm quickly gonna make something I might not use, but maybe I will, because like I told you, I want to put hot glue on here. And if I just drizzle hot glue on top of the paper, it's gonna be pretty thick. I want pretty thin layers, and I have an idea how to not make it a mess. And I'm gonna use fake leather, because hot glue does not stick to the surface here. And I'm just gonna put hot glue here, fold it, make it really flat, and I can peel it off and cut it apart in shapes that I want. And maybe I'm not gonna use it at all, but we'll see. I'm gonna power up this baby here. You know, it would be more efficient to have a bigger output, because this is pretty thin. I just need to drizzle it really densely. Let's start a first try. Trust me, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be great. Now time to peel it off. Oh yes. Wow. As expected, just a really thin sheet of hot glue. I'm basically gonna cut these in tiny little shapes and glue it on all the gemstone areas on the crown. Let's try it out. Okay, the hot glue is already on here, and I think you cannot even see a difference. But it's partially on here. It's here, here, and then only a few of these up here. And I'm just gonna leave it like that, and it's just a little Easter egg that some people might notice, some not. There's hot glue involved, because hot glue has to be involved all the time. I think I'm ready to assemble it. And before that, well, I have to cut this apart. I think this is a 90-degree angle. Yes, let's just do this. There's no going back. Okay. Okay. It may look a bit weird once it's assembled, but I don't care. I care a bit. I'm just gonna use some normal glue stick. This should be pretty stable. And now to the tricky side. We have 4 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me first tape this. Tape. Glue. I don't know who decided it, but making separate pages that are then glued into the book and not drawing directly into the book was a really good decision, because I would have been so anxious. This looks amazing. The next one here. Yes. Oh, this reminds me of a time in elementary school, like when we still glued everything to the pages with glue sticks. Oh, that was a time. It was long ago, very long ago. I very anxiously glued the pages into the book, but I did not break anything, and it worked. They are now in the book, and I couldn't be more happy. But of course, there's another prompt. This time it's a prompt I got to choose for myself, and I pick create a solar system, because I am very interested in astronomy, not astrology. Astronomy. Since I am merely interested and not a professional in this field, everything I say could have some mistakes. This is not an educational video, just to be clear. Anyway, let me tell you a bit what I have in mind. I want at least one planet to be habitable, like there is life on it. And there's 3 types of stars that have a good habitable factor, like they have the best chance of planets with life. Most of the information I have is from NASA, and this is also from NASA. Here we have an F, a G, and a K type star. The middle one is our sun. Our solar system has 8 planets, and since I want to have less planets than that, it makes more sense to pick K-type star as the star for my system. As you can see, the light is a bit more orange. It is weaker, that's why the habitable zone is more narrow and closer to the star. But that doesn't matter anyway, because we're gonna draw a really abstract version of what I'm thinking of. Everything beyond that would be kind of more difficult and take way more time. So my approach is to keep it semi-realistic. It's not going to be realistic. I'm also gonna add fantasy elements. So basically I want a fantasy solar system, but with a kind of realistic base, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's get started. Right, brainstorming. We need a star. The star is an orange star or K-type. Like I said, I want a habitable one. It's a terrestrial planet, which means it's out of stone. And if you didn't know, those are the ones who are closer to the star, because since they're solid, they were able to withstand the heat of the sun better, like in the early developing stages. So terrestrial planets, kind of close to the sun. The size is random. This could be the habitable planet. Let's say this is the habitable zone. This is where life can be. This one's too hot, these are too cold. There is, hold on, gas giants, just like Jupiter and Saturn. They don't have a solid surface. They're way bigger than the terrestrial planets because, well, they're not solid. They're out of a lot of gas, densed up. They do have a solid core though. In our solar system, even further away, the size is not accurate. There's the ice giants. For example, Neptune and Uranus. I think back in time they were classified as gas giants as well, because they're non-terrestrial, but they were later classified as something separate, ice giants. So what's my plan? What is the fantasy aspect that I want to do? Well, let me show you. The star is already decided on. There's nothing more to add except a name. And I know that there's kind of a system to name stars, but I'm not gonna make use of that because we're gonna make it a bit more fictional. Why did I think of Beatrice? Should I name the star Beatrice? Let's faintly write it down. I want a habitable planet with 2 moons. Since it's habitable, we have water and plants and clouds and all that stuff. That comes later. I want a pink planet. Maybe a pink and purple planet. I know that there's a famous pink planet that was discovered, but it's a gas giant, as far as I know. And this one's gonna be a terrestrial planet. And this is the fictional part, because it has some kind of mineral that is purple, pinkish. Speaking about special planets that were discovered, you might have heard of the one where it's raining glass sideways, which is terrifying. And no matter if it's possible or not, I want to make it green. I want to make it rain emeralds. I think Minecraft villagers would love to go there. And it's going to be either a gas or an ice giant. Let's actually give it a little ring. There's a lot of colors we don't have yet. Let's make a yellow one. And let's make it a sand planet of sorts. And there's fossils. There once was life on it, but it's all deserted because it got too close to the star. Let's write deserted life. I think I want to have just 1 planet more. What color is missing? Red. And it's going to be a gas giant. Kind of like Jupiter, but red. Why not? But is there anything special about it? Yeah, I need a big storm like on Jupiter, the big red spot, because the big red spot on Jupiter is just intense storms. But here the spot is yellow, so it's kind of a reverse Jupiter. And you know what, as unrealistic as it may sound, let's add red fairies or butterflies. I'm picturing red little things with wings because I told you I want to make it fantasy. This is the base we have. Let me work it out a bit more and I'll be back shortly. I already started to sketch the composition onto the paper and cut out little windows, which will get important later. And then I just drew every single planet. I decided to call the green one Rapnowebton. Yes, there's a hidden meaning in that. The name is basically just reverse for not bewohnbar, which is a mashup of languages, and translated it means not habitable. Habitable reversed sounded weird. I didn't want to use it, so I used German, and I called it that because it's green. The Earth is sometimes called the green planet and it's habitable. That's the only reason. It is an ice giant, and on it there's emeralds raining down or raining horizontally. And like I already decided, it has a ring. Coming to the purple planet, it has a bit of an atmosphere. Like I already said, it's pink because it consists out of a mineral that's pink, which is actually tied to its name, FC46AA 63C5DA, which is the color code for pink and blue. And since it has an atmosphere that is blue and the surface is pink, it kind of mixes to give it a purple look. And it is behind the habitable zone, so it's too cold for life to exist. Then there's the yellow planet, which I called Fossilia, because there's fossils on it from previous life forms. It is close to the sun, it's too hot for life to exist on it, and all the oceans are dried up. And the atmosphere is also pretty thin, because it's very close to the sun, and sometimes it happens that stars kind of drag the atmosphere away from planets if they're too close. Then we have our biggest planet, the gas giant Maple Ignitus. I called it that because maple is red and ignitus means like glowing in Latin. And it's basically a reverse Jupiter, because Jupiter is kind of beige and has a red storm. And now this one is red and has a yellow storm. And then finally we get to our Earth-like planet. It's habitable. It looks kind of like Earth, but there's a bit more ice on it because it's just a tiny bit cooler. And I called it Glacies because ice. Because it's cooler. And that's basically it. Of course, we also have our star. And yes, the star's name is Beatrice. I decided to keep that. Of course, now these little doors are not going to stay blank. I actually had the spontaneous idea to use fancy paper. I chose paper that has kind of a science fictional look. And now we're gonna make a big jump because I struggled a lot actually. Because you know the paper surface is really smooth and I did write the planets' names on there, but they will eventually just peel off. Those little doors reveal information about every single planet in the star, and maybe with time they're getting more unknown to the eye. But if you flip them open, there's all the information you need. Now the whole thing is still one solid piece. It was one solid piece. I had to cut it apart and I cut it wrong. Then I had to cut one edge again and then cut it again because it wouldn't have fit into the book. But I think that I was kind of lucky that I cut it wrong, because now I have flexible edges. And since the book is already pretty thick and bends on the edges, that was probably a good thing to do. It is part of the book. It looks way different than I pictured it in my head. I am not satisfied with the writing coming off, but it is what it is. It is actually not what it is. Sometime later I decided to solve the issue somehow. So I just simply took some tape, a marker, and kind of wrote the names of the planets in a blocky font and eventually placed the tape over all the doors. So this is what it looks now. It's way better in my opinion, and I'm more confident to send it on like this. And now I'm actually really excited to see what the next creator is gonna do, because the art she does is just really impressive. And she lives in a place where everything is upside down. Okay, maybe that joke is getting a little old. I'm gonna send it to Australia and we're gonna see each other next time. So have a nice day, evening or night, and bye.
What the?